How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, Dave. Happy New Year's to you.
Thanks, same to you.
All right.
Do you have a nice New Year's?
The best yet. We come from Los Angeles to New York City here. We did the countdown for MTV. We did the world premiere of the video there, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And that was an auspicious occasion.
Now, you know, cable television is dead, though. This year, it's it.
Well, you know, I think what happens is that, you know, when you get something like MTV, it's like regular television. You know, you get it, and at first it's novel and it's brand new, and then you watch every channel, every show,
right.
And then you become a little more selective and more selective until ultimately you wind up with a radio.
Now, well, tell me about the video we just saw there a little bit of. Now, what is does this have any kind of a background, a concept? What is the concept of?
Well, you know, we keep trying, you know, in Van Halen, we kept trying to have a concept, you know, with the brothers Edward and Alex, and Alex kept forgetting the concept, you know, so it was it was sort of up to me, you know, to come out with it.
That's a good thing to have somebody to periodically remind you of the concept.
Yeah, but the big thing with this is that we decided that we were going to be major movie moguls and direct our own video, which is kind of an unusual thing. I've always maintained that was not too difficult. And when you watch these videos on television, what you're getting generally is the work of a producer or director who is like a hired gun, you know, like the little Mexican Village hired Yul Brynner to come in and save the day for them. Well, usually they're hiring the beer can guy, you know, who did the commercials or whatever. And I've always said, well, I don't see why this would be so difficult. And to prove it, next time that you watch MTV or one of the videos on television or something, all you have to do is turn off the sound, and you can put on some Wagner or some Black Sabbath, and it makes perfect sense.
But you know, that's a good point, because when but if
it's good work if you can get it.
Now, when they give out the awards for these things, it'd be nice if the band actually directed them. That would be an extra touch there. That would be great.
Yeah, it's although judging from some of my peer group, I'm not sure I would hand them the responsibility.
Like who? Who are you talking about? When you say some of your peer group, who do we mean here?
Well, you know, you can't expect somebody who spends 10 years of their life on a postage stamp stage in a bar somewhere, you know, all of a sudden be a major movie mogul. I just lucked out.
Postage stamp stage in a bar somewhere. Now, this is obviously a reference to somebody who's successful in contemporary music today. Now, who is it?
Well, that's your classic background for the musician.
Yeah, but there's somebody that you don't like here, and
now you know why he's behind the desk.
No, just give us the name. This will be great. Give us the name, and people will respond, and we'll do a commercial, and we'll come back and talk more about it.
I can't name names. I named names on the last show, and I was lucky to get on this one.
Now, wait a minute. What was the last show you're talking about? So you're not going to tell us?
No, we'll have to go into something.
How about New Year's resolutions? We'll take a shift here and things. You make any? People don't make those anymore, do they?
Absolutely. And, you know, I said it once before, I think it's better to generalize in terms of the year to come. You can't, you know, you make a resolution, and my resolution would be this year is that dog-eat-dog world that it is. I think now's a good time on New Year's to decide whether you're going to be a hot dog or a little weenie.
That's beautiful.
I have chosen to remain a little wiener for one more season.
You're going to be a weenie for another year.
Yeah, you bet.
All right. We're going to do a commercial. We'll be back more with David Letterman. Roth is here. Now you're doing solo work. Does this mean that the band will soon be breaking up?
No.
Now that happens, you know.
That does happen. That's the Spinal Tap story. No, I still have very strong tribal instincts, and we'll be going into the studio like the middle of this month and start arguing again, and we'll come back out with an album sometime this year, hopefully.
I have here a book called Everything You Want to Know About Van Halen by Gordon Matthews. Do you know Gordon Matthews?
No, I don't. I've not.
Well, then at least it's authentic.
We are indicting him, though.
Oh, really? There's some heat here?
No, not at all.
Well, we have a couple of passages underlined, and I just want you to respond to a couple of these. During the concert, Van Halen roadies scour the audience for the cutest girls they can find. According to legend, every roadie gets 5 backstage passes to hand out. Well, we do that every night here, don't we, Paul? Many a girl has been known to leave her boyfriend behind for a chance to party with the boys. Oh, my God. David Lee Roth claims to be actively searching out girls from the stage. That's you. When he spots a girl in the audience he thinks is cute, he dances over to the side of the stage while Eddie takes a guitar solo. Oh, this is pitiful.
No, I can
now, wait a minute. Let me
this.
just finish this one little thing here, and then you can say whatever you want to say.
This ain't Night Court. Let me take it.
Well, let me just finish. Well, there's one little line here, David.
I feel like this is Judge Wapner, man.
Eddie takes a guitar solo. There he will shout something to an available roadie like red right, red T-shirt, out of sight, 6 feet back. While David dances back to the microphone, a roadie in the front row will receive a radio communique from the stage. Then he will go to work to find the girl and give her a pass. Now, is there a hint of truth anywhere in this?
Well, it all started... It all started when you start building your own stages. And you're taking your own production on the road. And they said, Dave, we have to build our own custom barricade out there, you know. And I said, well, and this was a few years ago, I said, well, let's customize it so we can do exactly what you just read. And we painted numbers on the inside. And, you know, people keep reminding me of this kind of crazy image. People keep invoking this wild-eyed, slack-jawed image and everything. And I tell you, I've been seeing the same girl now for maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks, man.
But you know, you have it down to radio communique and a grid work and codes.
Well, this is the 80s, Dave, you know, and I was trying to, I think, and I'm sure Paul and the guys will testify. Yeah, you're laughing the loudest, ain't you, man? Yeah, and there goes the lights on him. Yeah. You want to interact with the audience as closely as possible. Music is a sharing experience, and I feel that we can use technology to bring ourselves closer to each other, and, even in private.
Now tell me about
Which brings us back to video.
Yeah. Tell me about the club. You have a club that's not actually what you would think it would be, but
well, that's an enterprise that we started out in Los Angeles. It's very difficult to have an after-hours place there. You know, everything kind of, they roll up the streets at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we had to have a reason for keeping a place open after 2. And originally what we would do is, I remember one fella came in, his name was Tomato. Tomato came in to do an exhibit. It's an art gallery is what we called it.
Tomato
and you know, and we had it members only from 2 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. And we had to have some art on the walls.
Members only to keep out the goofy people.
Exactly. Yeah. And Tomato came in to do an exhibit, and he looked at the walls, and about 6 days later he came back with all of his art and did the place up, and everything fit just perfectly.
Yeah.
Man, you know, around the door jambs, you know, on the cusp of the windows and up into the corners of the ceiling. It was a custom-made framing and everything. And it turns out what he did is he just made it all up on the spot. He came in and measured the gallery, you know, and then made it kind of to order and everything. And that's the kind of art that we had in there. Ultimately, we just kept the same exhibit going and going and going, and just covered it with plastic on Friday and Saturday.
Now, this is not what I was talking about. It's a great story, but it's not what I was talking about.
What are you talking about?
Well, this one right there, about the jungle.
Oh, that's something else entirely.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Well, I'm afraid that you're
You're talking about the jungle studs.
Yeah, the jungle studs. But we don't have time to go into the jungle studs now, so we'll have to have you come back another time.
Oh, well.
Now, is the solo effort out yet?
Yeah, it came out midnight at New Year's Eve, which is kind of my personal holiday. And we'll see what happens for 1985.
Well, good. And so you're going to be a weenie one more year. All right. David Lee Roth, folks. We'll be right back.